Dave knows how.
Alright, hopefully the audio is picking up alright. I'm just going to use the audio recorder on this camera, which isn't the best in the world, but we're going to go with it. This is the crack that I'm mostly concerned with. This crack right here. It doesn't go super far from what I can tell, but we're going to clean it up and see what it looks like. We go around this thing over here to this side. Let's see. I don't think we've got any crack over here that I can see. We're going to clean this off with a wire wheel and then inspect it again to see if we see anything. But I'm not really seeing any crack in this corner. We'll come on down this way and get over here. We've got this piece of angle iron in here. It's probably about a ½ an inch thick. And that's stabilizing this corner pretty good, but then we got a crack right there. And that's going to be a little concerning for me, so we're going to V that out, try to fill it in with some weld. Like I said, we're either going to use a 60-10 rod in here to really beat down in here with it, or once we V it out, we may, if we can fit the scratch start TIG in there, we may do that. We may do scratch start TIG on this and fill that in. Also, probably going to preheat this with a torch before we weld it. So let's get busy cleaning this up with the wire wheel and then see what we got. This one over here is pretty good. That one's pretty good, but this one over here, I just can't quite get up in there with this grinder. I'm gonna have to find another grinder to get in there with. Grind that out. Which kind of sucks. I'm not real sure what to use. Yeah, I've ground that out pretty good. Actually ground it out a little further than what I needed to. So, now they say that when you have a crack like this, you're supposed to drill a hole at the end of the crack to keep that crack from spreading. I doubt that I'm going to do that right here because I've actually ground it past where the crack was. I mean, I kind of almost ground it too far. crack really didn't go that far. Didn't go as far as I thought over here. Up here, crack is going to about right there, and I just can't quite get the grinder in there. May have to get a die grinder and try to get in there with the die grinder or something. Maybe do it. Alright, so we got a hole at the end of that crack. That's going to keep it from going all the way through. We're still going to grind this out some more. We just got to, figure out what we're going to use to grind it out. We're going to grind it out. Okay, let's look at this one. This crack didn't go quite as deep. Wow! Yay! We got it. That hole was kind of hard to drill, but we got it. Okay, now we got this right there ground out. I'll show you exactly how I'm going to do that. Gotta try. You know what? I think I got it. I think I might have got it that time. I'm going to go get a flashlight so I can look up in there a little closer and a magnifying glass. We got it. Yes, sir. She is cut out and beat out pretty daggone good. Try to bring you in a little close so that you can see what we got here. We drilled it. We've got it beat out. We may beat it out a little bit wider. Just wide enough to get that stick in there. If we use the stick. Which we probably will. I'm not sure how well that's showing up, but we got beat out pretty good. And that's the only two places that I can see a crack in this whole thing. So it only cracked in two places. So if I can get them welded up, I'll feel a lot more comfortable about this thing. Let's maybe going to V out this one a little bit wider, just wide enough so that we can get the rod up in there. And then we'll probably preheat this thing before we weld it. Might be a little too much. Might have cranked it up. Oh yeah, she roasted up in that time. Oh yeah. Fire breathing dragon. Oh yeah. You can bet. You can bet money that that thing burnt down in there. Ain't no crack left of that. I can tell you that. Grind that off, make it look decent. Burn through the Catching my socks on fire. Yeah, she is. That thing is slam filled in. You know, welding this way is a lot easier than welding that way because the gravity helps it go down in there. But when you're welding overhead like that, it ain't always easy. At least not for an amateur like me. Oh, me. I think we got it. But what we're going to do is we're going to go in here with the grinder. We're going to grind this off. We're going to grind this off. Then we're going to inspect it. We're going to look at the back side of there. We're going to look at the back side of here. We may need to put some in the back side of here. I don't know. I already put some in the back side of there, which, you know, just slam burnt right on through there. If you've never used a 60-10 rod, I guess it's not for everybody. But one thing about a 60-10 rod, I don't care if it's got paint on it, impurities, rust, whatever, that 60-10 rod is going to burn slam through all of it. And then the weld is going to be as good as your welding abilities. Not welding every day myself. My welding abilities are not that great. But plenty good enough for what we're welding right here. All of this is reinforced with this channel, this angle iron that actually holds that ramp up, and so all of that is tied into that, and that is reinforcing the whole back of this thing. So structurally, we should have absolutely no issues whatsoever. The cross member right up there that goes across and ties into this angle iron, and this angle iron is tied into here, welded all the way around. I don't foresee this ever being a problem. I am going to look at the back side of this once this cools down and see if we need to add a little weld on the back side. I don't think we do, because you know, I was able to get up here and go down into that. You know, it was a little hard getting started over here on this end, even though I did preheat it. It was still kind of hard to get started. Hopefully that pipe up there didn't get too hot, melting the wires. I didn't take the wires out that time, but I did bend the pipe up so that it's not touching this piece of metal. So hopefully it doesn't feel like it. I mean, I can still move the wires back and forth, so it didn't melt it. It did melt it. It didn't melt it enough to make it stick to the pipe. Anyway, look at the grinder over here and grind these welds off, and then we'll take a look and see what it looks like. Alright, so this thing looks pretty good. Try to move the camera in a little bit closer so you can see what happens with it. So, right in here, I mean, that looks pretty good. Looks like we've got that sealed up pretty good. And then up here, same thing, pretty much sealed up. Right here, this line right here is where I went a little bit too deep with that cutoff wheel. You know, to make it smooth flush, but I ain't worried about that. On the back side, I think we're gonna go in. See if I can get the camera in. I don't know if I can or not. It's kind of tight from under there. A little bit tight. Get the flashlight. Alright. Let's see. Now, hopefully, this is showing up here. On the back side of this corner, I mean, that's not looking bad right in there. That's not looking bad right there. Up here, right up in here, I think I'm going to add some more weld right along this channel and tie this piece. I don't know if it's showing up or not. There we go. That's better. There you go. That's what we're looking at. Okay. So I'm thinking about putting a bead right across there. I mean, it doesn't look bad like it is. But I think if I tie a bead in up there, it would look even better and be stronger. But I mean, you can see how that 6010 rod just, I mean, that thing is a flame breathing dragon, man. It just drives right through that steel. If you're not careful, you know, it'll act like a cutting torch and just start cutting metal out. In fact, you could do gouging with it, I'm sure, just by wetting the rod down and gouging it out. But yeah, I think I'm gonna, you know, it's hard to get in this area and clean this up. So that's the nice thing about the 6010. It'll burn right through all that crud. You know, any flux or anything that's up there, it'll burn and slam through that flux and move it right out the way. But you got to keep moving with it, or it will, you know, it'll melt out more metal than it puts in. Especially overhead and uphill like this, when you're not an experienced welder. You know, doing this every day for a living makes a big difference. And I definitely don't do this every day for a living. Alright, let's get on with it. Alright, so we came in and inspected this side over here, and there's no cracks over here. I don't see any cracks. I don't see any severe deformation of any of this steel. And it is welded into this bottom piece that goes over about, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches. And it's welded in on this top piece as well. And none of the top piece or the bottom piece is showing any signs of cracks or anything. But we'll keep an eye on it. I think we're just going to shoot some paint on this thing, and we're going to call it done. I mean, I just don't see any signs of any weak points in this thing with the way it's made. I think it's going to be fine. So we're going to let it go like it is. And I guess the next thing we'll do is we'll shoot some paint on here. I'm just going to shoot some primer on there to keep it from rusting. And then we're going to slide the ramps up in there and see if, you know, see if they go in and out like they're supposed to. Okay, I guess that's it for this video, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.